Hello, and welcome to Thriving with Teriki. Now, in this new episode, we talk to Angisha of REPKULTURE. If you know me, I love a good story of an immigrant who followed his dreams, and this is one of those stories. REPKULTURE is an Australian African clothing brand which really believes in dressing as your dream, being confident in who you are. And so today we get a little bit of a backstory of who Angisha is and how REPKULTURE came to be, and how God has just been able to use him and his sister to represent different cultures around. So stick with me, enjoy this new episode. Hi, today I am joined by my guest Angisha. Welcome. Say hi to the people.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being our first guest here. It has been quite a journey getting here, but I'm so grateful that you accepted to be here. This is REPKULTURE, and you can see at the back if you are watching on YouTube. And yeah, so maybe we can start with a bit of an icebreaker.
Let's do it.
And we'll start. So my question is, if you had unlimited money for a full day, 24 hours, what would you do?
Unlimited money for a full day.
Money. Everything is cost-free. Yeah, you can do anything you want.
I would do something like, honestly, I just, I'd empower other people, Unlimited money, just end world hunger, small, end world hunger. Small. Just
finish
it. Yeah, sprinkle, finish world hunger, empower people to just be financially free.
Glory for 24 hours.
For 24 hours. It'll be hard, but I'll be running around. I'll really that 24 hours I'll have to really travel, but obviously empower my family, empower my family back home, start little businesses and stuff, make sure that they not just get a fish, but they know how to catch fish for themselves.
Glory. How many hours?
This in the 5th hour, I've already texted people, because these days you can just do remotely. I don't have to be there for my money to
or whatever.
You get me. So
like that.
yeah, so obviously send money, there, and then I'll just I'll buy a bunch of stuff, man. 24 hours, I would use. Listen, 24 hours is a long time if you know how to use it.
Start planning today.
Today. So now I'll definitely just. Yeah, obviously empower people first, and then just do some enjoyment. Just use it on something good, good for myself, for my wife.
Hello, wife. Hi there. You are in the plot.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, we love that. The reason I usually ask that is, I feel like it kind of helps to know where your mind is at, and you know how God in the Bible, he says he does exceedingly abundantly more than we can think, ask, or imagine. So it's like one of those things, for if he can do something beyond your imagination, what would you want him to do for you, type of thing.
And I think that's why for me it goes straight to other people, because when it's exceedingly and more abundant, then it's an outflow. You know what I mean? So it's not just for yourself. When it's abundance means that there's your ecosystem is affected. You know what I mean? So it's God will always get it to you if he can get it through you.
Yeah.
So
100%. I love that. Yeah. So today we are here because you are one of the people that I find to be trailblazers of what I would say immigrants are. We came into a foreign country, just like Jacob was sent into a foreign land, and Moses and, all those people in the Bible. And I find that people who thrive in their foreign lands are such an amazing group of people, because we kind of get to learn from you guys.
Yeah. And
so maybe we can start with, who is Angisha?
Who is Angisha? I am Angisha.
Who is he?
Who is he? Who are you?
Who are you?
Well, I am a 25-year-old person who loves God and just wants to just live for Him, you know. So I'm a creative. I make music.
Ooh.
You know, I play a little bit of drums. I'm part of this amazing business here, the rep culture. So a bit of fashion.
Yeah.
And I just love, you know, laughing and enjoying life with the people God's put around me. You know? So yeah, that's me. I'm a family man.
Oh,
you know.
Glory to the wife.
Yeah, shout out the wife.
Shout out to the wife.
You know, not yet, but
I don't know.
We're speaking into existence. Yeah, we're speaking into it.
Declare and decree.
Yeah,
Come on,
amen.
culture in the air.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, to sum it up, yeah, that's me, and I'm just passionate for change. I'm passionate for making change. I want to see the world in a better place. I want to see my family, my country, my friends just living their most fullest God-inspired lives. You know, yeah, that's me to sum it up.
Yeah. Amazing. So let's sort of dive into your immigrant story, and let's tap in from how you grew up. Where did you grow up in Australia? Did you grow up back home? How did you get here? And what are you doing here?
So I swam here.
You came by the water.
I swam here. Now,
giving Olympics.
Imagine. Now, I was born in Zambia, so I was born in a town called Ndola, which is in the Copper Belt. You probably don't know where that is, but
Do you?
Yeah. But yeah, so I was born there and raised in a small town called Mukushi, which is like a farming town. Very, very much a small community, but it's a whole big family, really. You know. And I was there for like 7 years of my life, I think. But it felt like so long. You know? That 7 years felt like I lived a whole life there. And then my mom moved here first. So my mom moved here in, I think, a year before I came here. So my mom came here to study. She was a nurse, so she wanted to expand her learning, you know, increase her, you know, her skills and stuff. So she came here and was studying. She graduated and started working here. So she was like, you know what? I think it's about time that my family comes here as well, so that, you know, they can have Western education. You know, so that she was thinking about us. You know, thinking that, you know, it would be good for their futures, for them to be educated in Australia.
Yeah.
So we moved here as a family in 2006, I believe, and yeah, I was still very young and just experiencing the whole flying thing and being in a new country. And I remember, I think one of my favorite memories was because I hadn't seen my mom in a long time. Seeing her at the airport, you know, for the first time in a while. You know, I was like, I was so excited. Yeah, that reunion was really beautiful. And then we started staying in Perth, you know, and since then I've been here. Started going to school, and I've always been a person who loves making friends and who's sociable, who tries to, you know, to fit in and experience the place I live in, you know. So I just went through, you know, school life, just trying to do that, and I think I adjusted to Australian life pretty well. It was different, but I was just like, you know, it's just same me, different location. You know what I mean? So I was like, God has blessed Australia with me, so you know, not period. God has blessed me with Australia. God has blessed Australia with me. So let me just relax and you know, so that was how I got here. And I was here for a few years, and then in 2010 I went back to Zambia for a year. Yeah, I went back to Zambia for a year.
Yeah.
And then I came back. And then in 2016 or 17, I went to Tanzania for 2 years. So that's my immigration story, you know. And then came back here late 2019, and I've been here ever since.
Oh wow! So let me ask: in your growing up before 7 years, how do you feel, or rather, was you being in Zambia for 7 years? Yeah, 7 years. A very monumental time. Do you remember those times in terms of now you've moved to a new country and you have to adjust to all of that? Did you understand what was going on in terms of socially, emotionally, you know, all of those things? Were they a thing to you, or it was just...
Nah, it was just like, you know,
I just came.
You know, I was a kid, so wherever my parents take me, you know, it's just like, cool.
Was it fun or was it scary?
Moving? The moving process? I didn't really actually know what was going on. I just remember...
you were locating.
Yeah. I just remember because we took a train from Zambia to Dar es Salaam. That was my first time in Dar, actually. So yeah, I remember my dad just like sold his car, and then the person who he sold the car to dropped us off at the train station. I was like, I bet. So,
small car to very big car.
You know, very, very big car. So I was like, all right, maybe this is a holiday. So we go to Dar es Salaam for like a week. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So when are we gonna go back? You know what I mean? I guess never. But yeah, and then we're in Dar for a little bit, you know? Yeah.
We're still here.
We're still here, you know? I was like, what's happening? Why are we in this, you know, strange place? That was my first time out of the country, so that was very, very interesting to me, actually, hearing a new language and just being like, whoa, this world is bigger than I thought. So I was just like, black people, so they must be from my country too, but they were speaking a completely different language. There was completely different culture, completely different food, and this is just like, you know, a 3-day train ride. I'm like, wow, you know, this is the world. You know, the world is bigger than I imagined. And then we obviously took a plane from Dar to Australia, and then I was like, man, there's a lot of white people in this world. You know what I mean? There's so many white people.
Not just on the TV.
You know, there's so many white people, bro. Like, you know, because in my town you'd see a white person, you know, once in a while. You know,
and it's a wonder.
Yeah,
right?
people are like, Cha! You know,
foreign creature.
You know, so but I got here and I was like, wow, okay, so many different cultures just blended in one country, one society. So it was like very eye-opening. I wouldn't say it was scary, it was just very different. I just kind of flowed through the whole thing. I had my dad, my sister there with me, my mom, so I was just like, I just had to just, you know, pretty much just adjust and just, you know, take it as a new experience. And how many siblings do you have? I just have one. One sibling? Yeah, that's my older sister. Yes.
Yeah, so, did she adjust well?
She didn't adjust as well as me. I think it took her a bit more time to adjust, and I think she dealt with quite a lot as well when she moved here. I think there was like, you know, I think when we moved to the second school we went to here, there was like people who used to bully her and stuff. So it was really tough for her to actually adjust. But our first school, she was, you know, we were vibing. We had like, you know, good friends and a good team around us, you know. But the second school was quite difficult for her. But now I'd say she's more Australian than me. Yeah, she's definitely.
How old was she when you guys went here?
She would have been 10 when she would have been 10. So I think just because she so
this is the most around
just randomly.
just random, just one.
So she I don't know. I think it just was. She doesn't have the same personality as me, and you know, she's just a bit more. She was a bit more shy. You know, she was a bit more.
Yeah.
She was a bit more shy, and you know, so it took her a bit more time to adjust. And you know,
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I love that. And so when you came here, you grew up. Did you feel like you were? Did you discover your purpose? Or first of all, where you are now, do you feel like you know your purpose in life?
Yeah, now I think I'm very sure of my purpose in life. Back then, like, it took me a while. I think I only discovered my purpose or had a bit more clarity on it maybe after Tanzania. Yeah, so that's very recent. So yeah, the whole experience in Tanzania really shaped the person I am today.
Yeah.
Because firstly, the political aspect of things, I was, you know, living in Tanzania where there was a really good president at that time, which is Magufuli. Shout out Magufuli, and yeah, R.I.P. Mr. President Magufuli. He was really a great president, and he was just doing so many good things in that country. You know what I mean? Like, the corruption levels were really low. Infrastructure was just building a bunch of stuff, and you could see that this president is making changes. You know, and then I would go to Zambia where we had a not as good president to be a bit diplomatic. An all right president, but I just saw the differences in how you know, one country was run and as compared to my home country, and it was like a shock to me. I was like, oh wow, this is what leadership can actually achieve and do, you know, proper leadership. So that made me push me to really want more change for my country, and I was like, you know, if you want change, sometimes you got to do it yourself. You know,
instead of critiquing all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And so my whole high school experience, I didn't know what I wanted to study. You know, I was just like, what am I supposed to do? I don't like this, I don't like that. I thought, you know, the whole pathway was just weird for me. You know, I didn't understand where I fit in terms of the schooling world, you know. So I was like, what career am I gonna do? So at first I studied business for a little bit. I was like, nah, there's not really it. It was good, but it wasn't it, you know. But after Tanzania, I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna focus on politics, because I was also learning for the first time. I was learning economics and stuff, and I was really, you know, enjoying it. You know, I had a really cool teacher. His name was Mr. Robert. Yeah, he shout out Mr. Robert. Shout out Mr. Robert. He really sparked my love for economics and just seeing how you can actually make changes. And I was looking at that, I'm like, oh, okay, there's definitely things that need to change in my country, you know. So that shaped the person I am today. And as well as that, I was making music in Tanzania. That was like my first time going to studios and recording with my friends and just writing, and I was like really falling in love with it, you know.
What kind of music did you?
What kind of music did I make back then? Bad music. It wasn't good.
So you can't leave a link?
Nah. No, not for my Tanzania music. My Tanzania phase.
Is it out there in the world now?
I think it's been deleted, because I made some songs with some friends and they posted them, and then I was like, I listened to them like last year. I was like, eesh. Lost. You know, the
Get a remix.
The lyrics weren't lyricking. You know, the bars weren't barring. The lyrics weren't lyricking.
So we shouldn't search.
Yeah,
stop.
don't search for my old music. Search for my new music. It's coming. It's coming very soon. Very soon.
We will link it as soon as it's out.
As soon as it's out, we'll link it. But that started my whole musical journey. I was like, you know what? I actually really love just writing and being in rooms with creative people and sharing ideas, listening to music loud. Loud. The loud part.
In caps.
But yeah, we'd spend like the whole day at the studio, like Saturday, we just knew, just link up at the studio the whole day, leave the studio at like 7, 8 p.m., even though that's not late, but the whole day, so it was a whole shift, but it didn't feel like work, you know what I mean? So it's like I do really love music, and I had known I'd loved music for a long time, but I was like, I don't know if I can do it as a, but I think
is it a valid dream?
Exactly, and that's the mentality the world tries to put in you. Like if you do something unconventional, is it valid? Is it you're trying to do something that might not work. There's just so much fear around breaking that barrier.
Yeah, I get that.
So I was just like, you know what, man, I do love music, and so I slowly started making music, and
here we are.
Now here we are. Hopefully releasing some better music very soon.
I can't wait. I love that, because I think a lot of us who I'd say are immigrants, sort of, we come with a blueprint, or rather we are handed a blueprint of, especially as Africans. Unfortunately, we tend to only follow, because I remember when I was coming in, I was told, you come here, you go to work, and the work that you're doing is what everyone is doing, and you go to school, and you go back home, and that's it. These dreams that you're having, forget about them. Forget about them, because in this country there is no space for your purpose. There's no space for your aspiration and dreams, especially as a creative. Because I don't know, I feel like I was really put down, or even I myself put myself down, because I felt like, maybe Australia is just the land of suffering.
Yeah, it really feels like that sometimes.
Right?
But like, I feel as if, like, if God's put something in you, then it's not your name on the line, It's not your name on the line. It's His glory, because He's gonna, as I was saying, do something through you so that He can get it to His people, So like, I think even diving in more into my relationship with God, I said, I'm made to be a creative, I'm not supposed to be I'm not a 9-to-5 type dude. I need that. I need that freedom. I need that,
Lord, if it be your will.
Glory. So I started making music, and I was just like, Lord, if this is what you put in me, I'm gonna start doing it. You know what I mean? And and hopefully very soon I'm gonna be more serious about it. I've been quite
This is your wake up call. Today is the day
this is my wake up call. But I had to just understand that if God's put it in you, it's not a mistake. If it's your calling, if that's your purpose, then you're just walking in line with what God's already said in you. And every time you put your hands to something, if God is on it, then you don't have to stress, you don't have to worry. So I know for a fact that when I do start releasing music, it's gonna go well, because it's not my music, it's for God's glory. It has the hand of God written all over. Amen. Exactly.
Amazing. So now let's move to rap culture. What is rap culture? What's going on here?
Rap culture.
What's all this?
Yeah, this is rap culture. All right, rap culture is an African-Australian fashion brand. It started actually in 2018. So I was still in Tanzania, and my sister stayed in Tanzania for like 6 months with us. So,
but then can I ask, side note, what did you go to do in Tanzania?
My dad got a job in Tanzania, but I also just kind of got in trouble and was sent there.
I'm sending you to Africa.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah, I kind of got in trouble and was also sent there, but like, God just did his thing through that. But so my sister did a 6-month internship in Tanzania. My dad had a new job in Tanzania, so it was like, oh, let's have the whole family there kind of vibes. So yeah, it was good. So while we were there, my sister was like, you know, it's crazy that I'm in Tanzania, but I still feel like I don't fit in, you know what I mean? I'm in Australia and I still don't fit in, you know what I mean? So where do I actually fit in? There's that like that cultural displacement of not knowing what, where you fit in, because you're too Australian and too Western for Africa, and you're too African for the West. So it's like and from that predicament, rep culture was born, and it was like, you know, no, I can be both, you know what I mean? Like, rep culture is all about embracing culture, embracing the uniqueness of who you are, of who we are as like, you know, those half and half people, you know? And so she was just like, no, we need to start getting clothes here, you know, so African prints, but like Western styles, so that people, you know, we can blend it and people can represent their cultures and feel, you know, comfortable to really express themselves, you know, to show the vibrancy, the beauty, the energy of African clothing and African culture, and just, you know, create a community, really. I think rep culture is more about the community than anything else, you know what I mean? So we just want to create a community of people who are fully themselves, you know, fully able to express and know that they can fit in somewhere in this world.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, because it really begs the question of the immigrant experience, because a lot of us feel misplaced, like you said, because especially if you've been here very long, like you said, it's kind of a divide. You know, people like us who just came to study a degree and go back home, it's like, okay, we're normal. But then if it's people who have been here for a long time and they're trying to find their, like, where they really sit and not just go with the status quo, sort of hear the voice of God and, you know, get whatever vision it is that God has put in their heart. So I like that your sister was able to acknowledge who she is, first of all, and also acknowledge the, not pain per se, but I would use the word pain because I'm sure it doesn't feel good to not belong.
Not belong,
but also bring that into something beautiful, right? Because it's like how God, he makes beauty out of our ashes, and things like that. So I think it's a beautiful story. So let me ask, so how was the playground when you guys were starting up? Was it easy to start the business? Was it something that you know, it was just seamless all through? You walked in and the Lord had said,
here's your land.
Just grass, green grass forever, you know?
For me, I was just chilling in Tanzania when the business was starting. Honestly, I was more on the manufacturing side, you know, running around, going to different tailors, finding, you know, getting new clothes and all those. So the starting of the business was pretty much all my sister. The starting of the business here was all my sister, and I think God really had already prepared the land for us, you know what I mean? Because our story is not just our story, you know what I mean? It's a story that so many people share. There's so many like first generation, you know, African Australian kids in Perth, you know, and so many people just resonated with the fact that, you know, it's true that. I'm just wearing clothes but I can tell a story through my clothing. I can tell a story about my culture, my heritage, and make it look cool at the same time, make it look slick and fashionable. You know, so when we started off, people were just like, yeah, this is super cool. The reaction was really amazing. People have always been supporting, and the community really started growing. You know, so. Yeah, I think that was the start for us, yeah.
Amazing. So in the midst of that, was there a time where you felt sort of an identity crisis? You know, sometimes you feel that imposter syndrome of, okay, but is it really for me though? Or is it actually what I'm meant to be doing, or things like that? Are there times where you had to sort of wrestle with your mind about what you are doing and actually break that barrier mentally?
Yeah, I think that's business, you know what I mean? Like when you're doing business, especially when we it's got a physical store, you know. It was like, we're actually doing this, you know. So that's really shifted our whole mentalities. We're like, all right, this is not just a side hustle. This is now like it's a job, you know what I mean? This is what, you know. So there's always times where you just like, oh man, am I supposed to be doing this? Because you know, there's always doubt, you know. But like, we always just stand on the fact that if it's God's will, then God will.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello, God will. Should we wrap it up? Is it about time?
Hello.
Wow.
I think that was about it.
Oh, no, that's amazing. Actually, should it just be the title?
God will.
God's will?
If it's God's will.
So, in terms of the admin side of things, because, you know, business is business. It's not just vibes as much as we'd like it to be. But what do you think is the most difficult part of it and the easiest part of it? So, in terms of you had to move locations as well, how was that? And how was the initial location? And even how was the shift between the shift from being an online store into a physical store?
So we've been at a few locations. So our first one was like a small, actually we started off at home, we started off at home, obviously an online store. And then we went to a small place called Feld & Co. And then we went to the city, a small store in the city, and then went to a bigger store in the city, and then an even bigger store in the city. And then this one.
Glory to glory to glory.
Glory to glory.
Amen.
So I think for us with the whole moving thing, the reason for that was like just trying to find a place where we have longevity to really build the brand, you know. So that was quite the struggle, you know. But difficult, I think it's just like just communicating the brand sometimes, you know. You really have to put in work to know how to market and communicate exactly what's on your heart to like-minded people. I think that's definitely for me, that would be the hardest thing. But I don't know what my sister would say. She would say working with me or something like that.
Sister, hello.
You know,
maybe we should also interview her, you know, to get the real, real meat of the story.
Don't interview her. Nah,
Your interview will be over.
Imagine. Nah, she's good.
I love that. Yeah, that's amazing, because I think I've seen your social media as well. It's very, as a social media person, it's very not seasonal. It's very in season. So you guys have really embraced the factor of, first of all, Gen Z generation, but also the inclusion of African and Australian culture, but then also just the normal vibes in life. So it's not necessarily marketing to the point where we are bombarded with products in our faces. There's sort of a story you are telling about the brand, which is amazing. So now let me ask, as Angisha, do you feel in this season you are living in your purpose?
I think I am. No, I know I'm living my purpose. I know that for me, my prayer is always that, Lord, if it's for me, you know, let it be for me. If it's not, take it away. So a lot of things have been taken away.
He knows how to.
And he loves a little takeaway. He loves a little takeaway. He loves
gnashing of teeth.
You know, so I know for a fact that I have a purpose in rep culture. God's like also like released me to do my music and stuff as well. You know, so I definitely am living my purpose, because I just see how God is just structuring everything, and there's so much purpose in even the little things that I don't see and that don't understand. I'm also actually working on an event. Shout out Jubilee.
Jubilee, Halo.
So hopefully by the time this is released, you can see Jubilee around there. You know what I mean? Pull up. But yeah, so
what's Jubilee?
Jubilee is a Christian event which, you know, pretty much plays Christian Afrobeats, you know, drill, just for the young people.
Yeah, you're the people with the cool Spotify playlist.
Exactly. we have too many playlists, so we said let's curate a place where we can, you know, play our music. But Jubilee is just about celebrating the finished work of Christ through music, through vibes, through energies. And we really see ourselves as like an offshoot or a branch of the new church, you know what I mean? Because that's how people are gonna be set free, you know?
Yeah.
We are trying to depopulate the streets and repopulate the church, you know? So that's the
The wife is here.
the wife.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Sneaking even.
Yeah, okay.
Imagine.
We saw you sneak in. That's amazing.
4K HD just.
With the food. Amazing.
Just read that one.
No, but keep going.
Depopulating the streets.
Oh, depopulating the... glory.
Depopulating the street.
Glory, the highest.
Yeah. So yeah, like, it's like, because the enemy's whole thing is just corrupting what already belongs to God, you know what I mean? So, you know, the whole club scene is all about, you know, worshiping and dancing and praising the wrong things, you know? So when Jubilee is just reversing that and saying, let's turn that the right way around, you know, and all the praise, all the worship, all the glory, all the dance, all the music, all the vibes belong to the Lord.
Amen.
You know, so that's Jubilee. And it's gonna be a vibe. There's gonna be so much breakthrough, so much freedom, so much deliverance happening in that room, and God's gonna do an amazing thing.
Amen. Bless the Lord. We are excited to be Jubilee.
Amen.
We are the Jubilants, basically. You know. Yeah. So as we wrap it up, I think one of the things I am passionate about is inspiring people who are sort of outliers. You may say, I find myself to be a very huge outlier, constantly shocking my parents. But I would like you to speak to whoever really your heart is set on when I talk about such people who kind of want to pursue their dream, pursue their purpose in life, which doesn't necessarily look like the cutout lawyer, doctor, engineer type of thing, more or less creatives or whatever that looks like. But even the engineers, you know, they are also children of God. But speak to that, and especially specifically immigrants, because our channel is, we are embracing that in this season. And so, go ahead.
I think for me, like, number one thing is if God's put something in your heart and He's blessed you with a gift, He wants to use that for the glory of His kingdom, you know what I mean? So, as I was saying before, like, if it's in you, you know, and it's from God, then don't worry about you know what I mean? Just do what God has called you to do, because you want to live a life of purpose, a life of fulfillment. You know, you don't want to go to heaven and you've been a doctor for 70 years of your life, and God says, thanks, but cool.
Thanks, crazy.
You know, congratulations, but I didn't know you. You know what I mean? That's not what I called you.
Tricky.
You know, I did not call you for that. You know, you might have, you know, as the Bible says, many will come and say, Lord, we did so many things in your name. But He said, depart from me, I didn't know you. So you don't want a life that is unknown to God. You know, your true purpose, the true you is what God's written about you, and you just see that in your DNA. How do you think? What do you think about? What's the burden in your heart? You know, what you know makes you move, you know? What does God implanted in you, you know? So always think about that first. You know, make sure that if you're doing it for God, then He's gonna bless it. It's not your not your stress.
Not your business.
It's not your business to stress yourself out about something God's put in you. If you hand it over to Him, you dedicate it to Him, you leave it at His feet, He's gonna increase it and grow it. There's no formula in God. There's no box in God. You know, so don't even think about, oh, I'm trying to think outside the box. There's no box. God creates the boxes. You know what I mean? He creates the boxes. And just do it. Take that step of faith, you know. Have faith to know that if God has put it in you, then He's gonna be the one blessing it. So as a fellow outlier myself, I'm just trying to live that, you know what I mean, and hopefully, like, when everything comes to fruition, my testimony will inspire and allow many other people to know that God is faithful. Because I know God is faithful, you know what I mean? And He shall do it. He will do it. Indeed. But just make sure you're following God.
Amen. God is the key to the kingdom, innit? All right, thank you so much, Angisha. Thank you for coming on our podcast, Thriving with Tariki. And if you have not yet subscribed, hello.
Subscribe.
How you doing?
Subscribe. We see you.
Cough. Please, what are we doing here? But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have learned something. I hope that you will continue being empowered as an outlier. But also, if you are an immigrant in whatever country in the world, really, I pray that the Lord encourages you and that He shows you that life is actually worth living, even if you are in another country. Thank you so much. See you on the next one.